What's going on, traders? Welcome back to Cryptodicator. I'm going to be punching out a crazy amount of data into your head today, right? As a bigger picture, guys, we will be taking a look at some of the facts which are seriously under development, guys. And these things are your big data, right? Now this data is going to be coming from all the open interest, coming from all the exchanges, and your general trend as to how the price action is actually behaving according to your general open interest, right? We'll be discussing this market landscape as well, and we'll be talking, of course, guys, we will be talking about some TA on some small time frames, as well as Bitcoin is getting back into the chop zone, guys. All right, now without any further ado, I'm going to be jumping on to some data right here for you guys. You can see right here, guys, Binance is just crazily, it's an outlier right here, guys. 24-hour trading volume on Binance has been almost about $35 billion, outlying every other exchange, guys, outlying every other crypto exchange in terms of your futures open interest and your futures trading going on. Everything is it looks to me like everything is happening on Binance, guys, which is why mining data coming from Binance itself is certainly going to be relevant in the coming days. Right now, you can see right here the open interest in terms of your futures long and short positions, which are just there in the market, right, which are not your trading positions. These positions are there, like they're sitting open in terms of your unrealized profits or unrealized losses. Binance is still leading right here, guys, and by a crazy margin, right? OKEX, Bybit, CMEs, and FTX, everything below Binance. Certainly an outlier right here, and you can see right here, guys, we are certainly living in a Binance-dominated world right now in terms of our cryptocurrency land. And yes, most of the exchanges are just nowhere close in terms of the comparison, guys. Daily aggregated volume looks like Binance is just taking up everything, sucking up all the liquidity from most of the market players, guys. All right, now next up we have your general open interest laid out in terms of charts, guys. Data coming from the block itself, one of the good website for mining data in terms of a bigger picture, in terms of anything, and in terms of good trends, guys. Now by good trends I mean your weekly trends, right? Your major tops and your major bottoms I'm talking about. Now this data is certainly good for that. So why am I talking about this right now, guys? You can see right here, when we started breaking out of your $30,000 levels back in the days, guys, I'm talking about the 4th week of January, your open interest, your combined open interest was exactly at the same level where it is at right now, further reinforcing your $30,000 levels, guys. $30,000 levels on Bitcoin on a weekly trending basis is your most important level, is most likely the only level that you got to be worried about, guys. You will see a lot of opportunities all across the crypto markets to the upside, even in altcoins, until Bitcoin stays above $30,000 levels, which is aligning perfectly with this right here, guys. I mean, this level of open interest was exactly when Bitcoin started breaking out, and Bitcoin went for all the way about 120% move to the upside, right? Where Ethereum also went exponentially, and most of your altcoins, most of your low cap altcoins, they did 1000x, right? Coming from these levels back again, like if you just look at these levels back again and compare the price action as well, yes, your range to the downside is getting reinforced again and again by all the data, guys, by every single data pointing out towards the fact that $30,000 levels is your most significant level in terms of your macro trends, right? You do not want to lose that, guys. Essentially, we don't want to lose that level on a weekly trending basis. The lower Bollinger Band, we don't want to lose that on a weekly closing basis, because if we do, your thesis and your analysis coming from Michael Berry, where he sees the entire Bitcoin price action being a head and shoulder, would probably come into reality, guys. And you can see right here, guys, just by looking at this trend right here, yes, your interest is drying out. If we compare to the all-time highs, your interest is completely drying out, guys. The liquidity from crypto markets is drying out, which is why you see quite literally every single move to the upside is most likely a profit taking situation going on in the market, right? A lot of the players, a lot of the smart money in the market is constantly taking profits as soon as as soon as anything goes into green, for that matter, in terms of your long exposure. Yes, there is a lot of profit taking happening, guys. We are not in the similar landscape as we were right here. You can see, guys, the trend was extremely strong to the upside on Bitcoin's open interest as well. On Bitcoin's open interest only, right? Remember, do not forget, guys, the major macro trends will always be set up by Bitcoin. It's always going to be put by Bitcoin's price action. It's not going to be your Ethereum or anything like that. But certainly, guys, the altcoins market, altcoin market is a completely different thing. But your entire landscape, guys, the big picture is certainly going to be whatever Bitcoin does. Unfortunately, it's like that. We are still in a Bitcoin dominant environment, and yes, most of your trending behavior, most of your trending assets are going to be defining their own trends as to whatever happens in Bitcoin, right? You see right here, guys, what sort of trend were we in? I mean, look, this is crazy amount of money flowing into Bitcoin. This is crazy amount of money flowing out of Bitcoin and out of crypto markets, right? Which is why your landscape in terms of this down, like for the open interest as a whole, in terms of the market interest, in terms of longing or shorting Bitcoin, is going down, guys. It's just going down exponentially right here, which is why this current market dynamics is not gonna look, guys. It's not gonna give a lot of profits if you go for those swing positions, and if you expect a lot from your trading, and if you expect a lot from your long open interest, no, it's not gonna work out. Probably it's not gonna work out, right? All right, guys. Now, one more thing which I got to ask you. Let me know if look, guys, I don't feel that my communication skills are that good, which is why I keep on trying hard to make you guys understand what actually is going on. So let me know down in the comments if you don't understand any bit of this one. I will try to help you out. I will try to explain to all of you in my own best possible way as to what actually is going on. But if you did understand what I'm trying to tell you guys in terms of the open interest and the general market dynamics right here, hit that like. Alright, that would indicate that yes, you guys did understand what I'm trying to put forward. Guys, the landscape right now is not exuberant. It's not like you're going to go ahead for that long position and it's just going to infinitely print money for you. It's not that dynamics, guys. We were dealing with such kind of dynamics back here when we were exponentially trending to the upside. Once we start reverting this trend, probably start taking this lower high in terms of your open interest, then we can talk about possible trend reversion, and we could talk about possibly Bitcoin going to $50,000 levels and eventually testing the $58,000 levels as well to the upside. But as far as the trend is to the downside, it's not going to look that nice, and mostly your up moves are going to be profit taken, right? All right, guys, now you saw what is the data telling us, right? The data is telling us that the cryptocurrency landscape, the futures trading landscape is currently Binance futures dominated, guys. We're looking at crazy open interest happening on Binance. We're looking at all the volumes in, guys, $35 billion volume in 24-hour cycle. Holy shit, man. If I were to look at this data back in the good old days, I'm talking about 2017, 18, all right, not even 17, guys, when the entire liquidity dried up. I'm talking about 2018, the mid part of 2018. Liquidity had dried up. To look at the open interest going above $1 billion was crazy, to be honest with you. It was crazy, right? Now we're looking at open interest constantly hovering above $4 billion, $3 billion, $5 billion on Binance itself, right? And in terms of your daily trading volume, holy shit, man. Holy shit. We're looking at $35 billion level in your daily trading volume on Binance itself, which is why your bigger data, your combined retail trading data is certainly going to be perfectly coming from Binance. I mean, look, guys, it's going to be the most appropriate data that you mine for yourself if you analyze what's going on Binance itself. This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you. If, for example, if you want to take a position in the market, if you want to go ahead and if you want to jump into a long exposure in the market, you would certainly want to dig deep into whatever is going on in Binance itself, as most of the action is happening right there. So most of the fuckery could potentially also happen on Binance itself, guys. Which is why you see right here, this open interest is still on a steady incline, guys. Holy shit. Essentially, look, guys, in the first and the foremost pass, what do you see right here? The general landscape, the general price action is coming to the downside and the open interest is going to the upside. Now, if I were talking about professional exchanges, which is accessible by hedge funds, which is accessible by, let's just say, by legitimate market participants with big amount of money, had I been interpreting that data according to that landscape, price action coming down, open interest going up, most likely means that short positions are building up in the market. Short positions are building up in the market. Now, if I look at this data from Binance, from this perspective, from the retail trading perspective, coming from Binance itself, I don't think it's working like that. I don't think it's working like that, guys, because most of the retail crowd, most of the people think that these assets can only go to the upside. And what we are looking at right now is a constant fear of missing out, guys. Still, we are looking at that. We are still looking at that characteristics happening all across the market, guys. You can see that thing from Twitter itself. Bitcoin goes up by $1,000. Everybody's like, holy shit, we go to the moon. I'm going to FOMO, I'm going to miss everything out. Ethereum jumping by $100. Oh my God, I missed the greatest financial opportunity. Guys, this is what is happening in terms of your general market landscape participation, right? which is why most likely this data is going to be completely opposite, guys. Now this is my own opinion, this is how I am looking at, because of my own experience and because of what I have seen. Certainly, guys, whatever is going on Binance, and however the combined retail mindset is working on Binance, is going to be very, very different from your professional futures trading platforms, guys. Basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if the open interest had been on a steady incline to the upside on CMEs, which I think is, you would be interpreting that as a potential redistribution coming off of these levels, guys, a potential down move under formulation, a potential down move under, let's just say a down move is brewing, a big potential down move is brewing, guys. This is what you would look at if you were mining data coming from professional exchanges, from professional futures exchanges, whereas this is your retail exchange, guys. Binance is marketing its app and its platform like like, I don't know, like Tinder, I guess, or maybe a food delivery app, guys. Holy shit! I mean, this is like completely mainstream. Now, why do I say that, guys? Am I against the mainstream? No, guys. I am a trader right here. I would like more and more objective thoughts in my brain. I'm not taking anybody's sides. I'm just looking at data which helps me make money in the market, right? As clear as that, guys. Let me be very, very frank and honest. This is why I look at all of these things, and this is why I interpret Binance as a potential retail crowd brewing up for long exposure in the market, whereas the general landscape is to the downside, guys. I mean, look, if I were to be trading this market as a completely objectively driven thought process, I would not be willing to trade for any positional movements on Bitcoin, guys. Positional movements as in 20-30% moves to the upside or the downside, until we start trending below $30,000 levels, or we start trending above $42,000 levels on Bitcoin itself. I would certainly not want to jump into any sort of bias for that matter. But if I were to guess coming from, if I were to just take a simple blank guess coming from the Binance futures data itself, I would be pointing, like, this is my own opinion, and this is certainly not a financial advice. Look, guys, anything coming from this channel cannot be a financial advice, but I would be looking at this data as a potential devastation happening for all the retail crowd which is sitting in at Binance, guys. I mean, look, this has, if the downtrend is real, it has just started, and most likely this open interest is not going to look that pretty in the coming days, right? So let's jump onto the charts, guys. Let's jump onto the charts and see for ourselves that your open interest that I was talking about, your entire markets landscape had similar open interest signature right here onto these levels, guys. I'm talking about the last week of January right here. Where are we? We are back again here onto these levels, guys, where our open interest data is similar. So in the first and the foremost pass, and in the mid to small time frames, yes, it is going to be supported, guys. Whenever we come to $30,000 levels, in the first and the foremost pass, it is going to be a support. Why is price action behaving like that? Because, guys, the biggest resistance, the biggest rejection, the biggest trend reverse, the biggest point of trend reversion is very far, guys. It's very far. So if you just look at this entire price action structure in terms of the risk to reward opportunity, certainly your risk to reward opportunity will be lying towards long in Bitcoin from these levels coming in at this support, right? Whereas if the price action comes all the way towards these levels, your risk to reward will shift into shorting Bitcoin as a whole, guys. And what the hell are we doing right here in this range, in this humongous 25% range right here? We're just trying to liquidate everybody to the upside and the downside. We're just doing that. Bitcoin is simply doing that, guys. Whereas your bigger pictures remains to be the fact that we are in a macro downtrending behavior, guys. We are simply in a downtrend behavior, right? Now, essentially, yes, you had this good potential 3-day candle trying to revert this entire trend. That we'll see what happens in the coming days itself. But, guys, if you just simply talk about the small time frames, I think we are getting back into a chop right here, guys. We're getting back into a chop right here. Now, I will be talking about some small time frames, price action pretty soon for this video itself, but we did reject from the golden retracement right here at the 618. This one pretty much got front ran, but we did take this one out right here, and we did get rejected. Right. This is not strength, guys. This is not immediate trend continuation to the upside. Most likely it's going to be getting back into a very, very choppy behavior, a kind of price action which essentially I would refrain from trading, to be honest with you guys. This is not the price action which I would like to trade, guys. Now, why do I say that? This is very choppy. This is completely directionless back again. Now, certainly this entire trend to the upside all the way towards 618 was looking fine, as we were trending alongside some good moving averages, and we were just simply bouncing off of this support line, guys. Now look, let me just get back to the 1 hour time frame. Yes, we were simply bouncing off of this moving average right here, the 21, and we were simply hovering above the lower side of this exponential ribbon as well, which was pretty clear, guys. The trend was pretty clear to the upside, and after this bearish candle, this rejection of this trend candle, this is kind of like a price action which I would not want to trend, guys, because we are in a chop back again. Simply put, we are back into a chop. All right, now next up we have open interest data, guys. We have open interest data. Now we do have a big expiry coming in on 2nd July, right? We have 12,000 calls and puts as your open interest, right? Where your call and put ratio is this is crazy, guys. Almost similar amount of open interest in calls and puts, guys, pointing out towards more and more confusion, pointing out towards no clear directional bias for Bitcoin as a whole. If we just take a look at the July 2nd expiry, guys, July 2nd expiry, right? All right, holy shit, I had to talk about the monthly time frame as well. I will, if I remember by the end of this video, I will certainly talk about that. But for the matter right here, guys, we are looking at a perfectly segregated open interest happening between the puts and the call skew right here, and your max pain is sitting in at $34,000 levels. We are certainly close to the max pain, and if we expire somewhere alongside this price action right here, yes, back again, most of the open interest is going to expire in losses, guys. Most of the open interest will expire back into losses, and you see a huge outlier on the 42,000 strike price. Crazy amount of open interest, guys. Judging by the trend right here, the trend is to the downside, which is why my opinion, this is again my opinion, I do feel that most of the calls on the 42,000 strike price have been sold into. Most of the short positions have been taken on the 42,000 strike price calls, guys, which is why all right, I think I completely zoned out right. I guess I completely lost the chain of my thoughts right here. But guys, we have an outlier on 40,000 strike price, and I feel, judging by the trend right here, most of the call options are shorted. Most of the call options are sold into, right? Look, guys, this is not a one-way trade. You can short and long calls and puts as well. As crazy and as confusing as it sounds, yes, you can do that, right? Now let me know down in the comments if you are interested in options trading, guys. I've been asking this again and again to you people, that do you want a complete full-blown tutorial on options trading or not? Just let me know that down in the comments, and I will get back to all of you, right? Okay, so just getting back into the price action right here once again, guys, we are in a broadening wedge off of the lows right here. Now essentially this is a bearish pattern. This is a bearish continuation pattern. If you just go by the definitions coming from Investopedia, this is a bearish continuation pattern, guys. And yes, certainly you do have two rejection point coming from the top, aligning with your $42,000 levels, right? And your lows are just constantly grinding to the downside, printing new lows again and again as we keep on trending to the downside, guys. So as a whole, yep, this is certainly a downtrend, and this is a bearish continuation pattern, guys. Now, although I would be really surprised if we just go ahead and we take the price action all the way towards 1618 extension out of this entire bearish leg to the downside, that would mean that we could be testing the 0.61 extension right out of this entire bearish leg, aligning with your $48,000 to $49,000 levels of Bitcoin. Now that is going to be a far-fetched opinion. Looking by this structure, look, guys, judging by this posture right here, I think it will take a lot of work. It will take a lot of work to put the price action all the way onto these levels, right? Which is why, guys, trading these markets with a completely conservative and a profit-taking perspective is certainly going to work out, right? Whereas your positional trades, which are going to make you rich if you hold them enough, look, the market dynamics is not. It's not telling of the fact that your positional trades are going to work out. Most likely, your choppy environment is going to continue all the way for the rest of the July as well, for the rest of for the coming month as well. Now, why do I talk about that, guys? BTC USD. I think on Bitstamp itself, I'm going to be jumping on to the monthly time frame now. We are looking at a monthly closure happening pretty soon, guys. And if you're going to be closing anything like this, no, it's not going to look nice. To be honest with you, this is not going to look nice. Indicators, moving average, SMA. What? I was not looking for that. I want to make you guys confused. Moving average, 20. That is your monthly trend control, trend bearer, trend decider, guys. The 20 simple moving average right here. Now, If we close this candle like this, this would further reinforce the fact that we could be making our way all the way towards the 20 monthly moving average, guys. Now you can see right here, most of the Bitcoin's trends are essentially above the monthly 21 moving average, and most of the capitulation, it happens below the monthly 21, right? You saw this one right here, guys. Obviously we don't have a lot of data points going on this entire piece of price action itself, as Bitcoin is not that mature of an asset, right? It's still under formulation, guys. As a whole, yep, you still have adoption below 5%, and we have a long way to go, guys. We do have a long way to go to the upside in the bigger picture, but you can see most of the trends, most of the capitulations, and most of the good buying opportunities, the macro buying opportunities, they do happen below the 21 monthly moving average. Essentially, guys, in the long term trends, anything below your 20 monthly moving average is a good buy, is a damn good buy, right? Now where is this one standing right now, guys? Now this will close in the next 12 hours. Holy shit, June is about to end, and where the heck is time flying, man? Holy shit. Feels like yesterday when we started breaking above the $12,000 levels and we started this trend to the upside. Like, there's no fucking tomorrow, right? And this is where Cryptotic started, guys. I think somewhere alongside these levels. Now, alright. Now, I was certainly posting a lot of videos back in the good old days right here as well. But, guys, I really started throttling onto this channel from these levels, I guess. I guess when the altcoin run started. Now, we are back again onto these levels. We are testing these levels when the Cryptotic community started, guys. We're testing these levels in terms of the Bitcoin price action itself. A little bit of fun for you guys. Now, what can we see right here, guys? Now, this would call for a concern. This would call for a monthly trend under formulation, right? 3 rejections coming from the high, certainly confirming that this one was a high, guys. Now, we are looking at the monthly time frame right here, which is why 3 candles to the downside certainly confirms a trend. Certainly confirms a downtrend under formulation, guys. Now, if we just keep on talking about this entire price action, I mean, look, guys, you will come back onto some conclusions back again and again and again that $58,000 levels on Bitcoin is essentially the level to be concerned about, guys, if you are dealing with a lot of FOMO to the upside, or look for any asset for that matter, right? $58,000 levels Bitcoin, below $58,000 levels Bitcoin, everything will get sold into as a bigger picture, guys. Everything will go down essentially, right? Now, you can see right here, guys, 3 monthly candles, your coming trend was down. 3 monthly candles, downtrend, right? 3 monthly candles, trend was down. I mean, look, guys, certainly, yes, we do have a range bound situation, and we do have a lot of small time frames opportunity in the market itself, but essentially your bigger picture is consolidation, guys. Your bigger picture is reversion back into the mean. We are talking about 20 monthly moving average. This is crazy big time frame, right? Now the weekly is looking nice, guys, as of now. I mean, this is essentially the signature that you want to look at whenever Bitcoin is trying to formulate a midterm bottom. This is certainly looking nice in terms of at least trying to make this entire region as a bottom, guys. This is looking fine in the weekly time frame. Whereas if you just look at the monthly, yes, the picture kind of changes, and we are going to be closing this monthly candle pretty soon, guys. For the first and foremost pass, yes, we could be looking at a further potential continuation down move all the way towards these price points again, guys. We did not violate this wick to the downside. Essentially, we did not violate $27,500 levels, the golden ratio, the mean ratio to the downside, guys. Until we do that, we could be range bound for the coming month between these price points, guys. I'm talking about this candle closure right here. Both of the candle closing, both of the previous monthly candle closing exactly on the same price points right here, guys. I mean, this is quite telling of the fact that $37,500 levels is going to be acting as a macro resistance, guys. It's probably going to be acting as a macro resistance, right? And essentially, whenever Bitcoin, let's just say Bitcoin puts in a top on a monthly basis, yes, guys, the bigger picture is going to be looking like a consolidation. It's just going to be a simple bleed, a slow bleed to the downside, right? What do we have next? We have Ethereum, guys. Now, all right, now I do feel that this video is not going to be that helpful, but guys, certainly this video is going to be very insightful as to how to look at these markets in terms of the bigger picture and in terms of the open interest data as well, right? So if you have been enjoying this pretty helpless video right here, hit that like anyways, right? Hit that like and go for the subscribe as well if you've not done already. So what are we looking at right here in the small time frames? The 4-hour time frame is still under motion on Ethereum, guys. Ethereum. Now, why is Ethereum like this? Why is Ethereum's posture still looking good? Now, we did reject from this level right here, guys. We did reject from the golden ratio of this entire bearish leg as well. The first resistance, which I was talking about constantly in my previous 2 videos on Ethereum, profit taken could happen somewhere alongside $20 to $50 levels. We did almost, guys, we did like almost there, right? Almost there. 20 to 45 is where we came all the way towards. We did not make our way towards 20 to 50. Well, $5 as your potential. Now the RSI is certainly want to trend above 60, but I would not put a lot of weight into this one as a strengthful behavior coming from the trend itself. Now certainly not an explosive move, most likely coming in today itself. Most likely we could be hovering below this trend line, below this resistance line right here, and knocking this resistance back again and again and again until we start taking down this level to the upside, guys. Now this resistance is confluent with your 200 simple on the 4-hour time frame. We have got a confluence, guys. We've got a confluence, right? Which is why we can simply extend this entire region like this. So we got a big resistance zone right here, essentially your sell zone, guys. This is your kill zone on Ethereum, happening between the $20 $20 levels to the upside and your $20 to $50 levels to the downside, right? Essentially the level from where we got rejected as of now. So as far as the price action is trending fine above the 21 exponential on the 4-hour time frame, yes, you could come all the way towards these price points and test this moving average as well. But guys, I would be putting a lot of weight into this retest once we start trending above the 4-hour 200 simple moving average, right? Once we start trending above the 4-hour 200 simple, yes, your targets towards this price point could look nice and we could make our way to the upside. And guys, look. This is what happens when the liquidity dries up. This is what happens when the open interest is in a steady decline. This is what happens when the market participation is steadily declining, guys. As a whole, as a bigger picture, the big money is certainly not interested as of now, which is why this price action is very choppy, guys. Which is why we are not looking at exponential rise to the upside. We are not looking at those crazy up legs or crazy upticks on a constant trending behavior alongside. I mean, look, guys, look, it's such a simple looking trend right here, right? All the way alongside the 21 exponential moving average to the upside, simply trending to the upside like crazy. Are we doing something like this back again, guys? Certainly we are not in a similar landscape. This was a different landscape altogether. The liquidity was in crazy amounts back in these kind of price action situations, whereas right now the open interest is in a steady decline and the price action is slow, guys. The price action will be like this. Price action kind of, let's say, it goes side by side along the open interest, guys, as a whole in crypto market, right? The crypto open interest is not that, it's not crazy, it's not an outlier as a whole, which is why the price action cannot be an outlier, guys. The price action cannot be explosive to the upside, like, you know, something which everybody likes to see, something which certainly I would like to see as well. A price action like this, constantly trending alongside some exponential moving average. But guys, guess what? The landscape has changed, right? The market landscape has changed. And I guess we got to get used to it. All of us, we have to get used to it, guys. Now, I wish somebody told me these things when I was trying to trade these markets back in the good old days, guys, 2016, 2017. I had no idea as to how the liquidity is just simply flowing into the market and out of the market. And that is kind of narrating the price action as a bigger picture, guys. Now, remember, your big trends will extrapolate into small trends, and your small trends could extrapolate into big trends, guys. This things, the interrelation, the correlation between the higher time frames and the small time frames are certainly relevant, guys. Now, the higher time frames are telling of the fact that the liquidity is drying out from the market as a whole, as the bigger picture, and there is not a lot of, let's say, guys, there is not a lot of institutional participation in the market as of now, guys, which is why the big money is not flowing in and out of the market, which is why most likely we could be consolidating for a very, 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 very long time, guys. And most of the trends will be set in by Bitcoin itself, right? Bitcoin itself. Now, the interesting thing about Ethereum is this one right here, guys. Is ETH BTC, is your Ethereum BTC chart right here. Now, judging by the strength index, nope. Ethereum BTC is not in a trending behavior, guys. It's simply not in a trending behavior, as we are quite below the bull control zone, guys. The bull control zone is above the 60 reads on the RSI. This is where your major trends on Ethereum BTC happens. This is where your major altcoin trends takes place, right? Well, essentially, we're not doing that anymore, guys. We are below this level, which is why most likely as the bigger picture goes by, certainly this is your key area of interest. Until and unless we are going to be below this price point right here, 7.5 million satoshis on its ETH BTC, most of your altcoins are going to be trending to the downside, right? And guys, we have broken below this trend line as well, so most likely we could come all the way towards these levels And in the first and foremost pass, yes, we could certainly start rejecting these levels and start coming back again to the downside as your exponential, your 21 exponential. Holy shit, man! Holy shit! I mean, look, this is reverting to the upside back again. Now, this down move was introduced by this moving average curling to the downside, guys, and we did see that play happen all the way towards the support level right here. Now, this is bouncing back again. Now, first and foremost area of interest is going to be this level on ETH BTC, and the second area of interest, which I'm looking at, if we clear this one to the upside, is going to be somewhere alongside this trend line, guys. Could be interacting with this trend line pretty soon on ETH BTC itself. So if we take a look at the price action coming from the small term time frames, guys, it is trending against the 21 exponential moving average very nicely. I mean, this is a good looking trend right here. ETH BTC has started reverting from this bullish divergence, which started happening on these levels right now. Right here is what is going on in terms of the price action itself. We are stabilizing above these levels of support, which is why we do not want to violate this one to the downside again, guys, back again. Now, essentially on the first and the foremost pass, if I just squeeze into the details of the price action, this one looks to me like a broadening wedge, guys. Now, remember, the context is very, very necessary on any kind of broadening situation right here, guys. What is the context for this price action? We are coming from a strong potential reversion kind of reversal kind of price action coming from the lows right here, which is why this ascending broadening wedge could have your further continuation move to the upside once we start breaking out of this range right here, which could align with your $2,300 levels on ETH USD, right? Once we start breaking above this resistance line right here, yes, your trend could have a continuation move to the upside all the way towards this line right here, guys. This diagonal trending line support, diagonal trending resistance line. All right, guys, now I think it's the perfect time to wind this video up as I am beginning to lose my words, and holy shit, man, there goes 30 minutes long video. Holy crap. I thought I'm going to be making videos which are going to be less than 20 minutes for this entire week, but it looks to me like that can't really happen, guys, as there are so many things happening in the market every single day, and there is a lot of things to be talked about. Holy shit, guys, you can look at this market in so many different ways, but remember, guys, analysis and biases and trends are fine. The only thing which matters is the fact that, are you capitalizing on it? Are you executing on the things which you have set for yourself? Are you making use of any potential trend to the upside or any potential trend to the downside? Are you making use of it or not? Ultimately, it comes down to that, guys. Now, the point of this community is the fact that, guys, look, if you are out there in the market and if you're trying to find out data which is going to be relevant, guys, look for the right thing. Look for the right thing. This probably is the biggest point of this entire community, I guess. Look, guys, this is what I want to do. I just don't want to push any one of you into the delusion of making fast money or quick money just like that, because what it takes to make a sustainable income out of trading is something which a lot of new people cannot understand, guys. It's a long process. It's a long, blown out, tiring, extremely hectic process, guys, to finally evolve as a good trader and finally have that perspective, guys. It's all about the brain game. It's all about your own control over yourself, guys. It's look. Most likely when you are in any position and you are chickening in and chickening out of the position, you are like, oh my god, I'm in, I'm out. Look, guys, it's not that you cannot trust the market. It's the fact that you cannot trust yourself. Look, this should all right, I will leave all of these talks for the pep talks coming for this weekend itself. But guys, give this thing a thought. This is how it works. Market is not personally against you. Market will never be personally against you. Market does not know you. Who the fuck are you, right? Market, who the fuck are you in front of $50 billion in liquidity flowing across one single exchange? You're nobody. Guys, unless you are holding 100,000 BTC or something like that, most likely your market participation is not really moving the market. So, it's not market's fault. Market can never be at fault, guys, because market is a neutral substance, right? It's a pretty much neutral thing going on its own way. You cannot tell the market to do anything, or it is going on its own way. The only thing that you can do is take when the market is giving out of your own system, guys, and be disciplined. Even if the market is exponentially going to the upside or the market is exponentially drying down, you have to be disciplined, guys. Either ways, you have to be disciplined to build that long-term trader's perspective, right? It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. It's going to take a while. And if you are willing to thrive and survive in these money markets, guys, it's going to take a lot of time. Just the only thing which I can tell all of you right here is the fact that don't be delusional about that quick money going on. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, guys. I do believe the wealth that a person achieves in his or her life is proportional to the mental well-being, the openness, and the, let's just say, guys, the perspective, guys. It really depends on the perspective, and it really depends on the thought process the person has as a whole, guys. The person who's looking at the bigger picture, essentially, right? All right. There goes a little bit of pep talks for you guys before I end this video. And guys, let me know down in the comments if you found out anything which was useful to you, and let me know if you were able to understand my theory on the open interest data going on in the market as well. I would love to hear from you, and I'm going to catch all of you in the next video pretty soon. Bye for now.